In the situation what the young men in Manchester, they call Gunchester, found themselves in. So we came back. As we came back now, going around doing talks, empowerment talks, something like Minister does. Empowerment talks for the young people to go understand there's more to life than meets eye. But we're talking in small spaces. So the communication of the message won't get as fast out there like I would like it to get out. But one day, Christmas, gunplay was prevalent. I went out, and I went out with my friend, and just to go and set the scene, remember now, no one's communicating. No one's communicating. You've got this side, that side, and the side over there. Nobody communicating. Everybody is in charge of their own little area. Nobody's doing anything. So one day I went out to a party, after an after party. I went back to the party, I went into come out the car, seen three guys. I remember saying to me, Raymond, that guy over there's got a gun. It's got to do with me. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what they want to go and do, they know who their targets are. I'm not the enemy of nobody. Next thing you know, boom, ran me mate. As he grabbed him, they pulled out a gun and shot him in his head. His friend. Two of them started to shoot him. They shot him 11 times. So I said, this time I picked up her, ran across the road. And running across the road, she struggled free, as she does as a being as she is, the energy that she's driving with. She ran back across the road and told him to stop it. Stop it. I was to get off. My first instinct was to move. But my wife was over there, in the thick of it, 11 shots. I had to go and break from my zone and walk over there. Didn't really want to walk over there, but I had to. Walked over there, see my mate on the ground. I remember saying, asking. Who's asking? The police. I didn't recognise that she called the police. I never recognised all of these things what happened in a short space of time. Call the police. They're asking to see if he's still alive. You have to check. How he's dead? Tell me about alive. 11 shots, you could smell the cold out in the air, you could smell it strong like bonfire night. He's dead. I walked over there, looked at his face, and he turned around and said to him, "Are you alright, Dad?" Question after no. "Are you alright?" Nodded his head. From that, the women what was around at the time got down, took his coat off, seen where all the gunshots went, and they got wet towels, and they administered first aid of the highest order. I sat there on it with his head in my lap, communicating with him, praying with him for a period of time. All those who understand what half of football feels like, Manchester City versus United, half of football, how long? 45 minutes. I had to sit there and wait 45 minutes for the ambulance to come. 45 minutes. Wow, 45 minutes for the ambulance to come. That's ridiculous. I'm saying, but I was glad when they came. You know, you're glad just relieved that they come to go and relieve the stress, take that burden off you. They really took it. Went back to the hospital, done a little prayer, and I recognised from that day society is unfair. Society is unjust, society is unfair, and somebody's taking the mix somewhere along the line. Active. Of a different activation. Active. Visiting now, going up alongside somebody's being shot, going up alongside somebody's being shot, going up you, somebody's being shot. Ridiculous. Talk to the young people, hear what they say, talk to people and hear what they say. Or even if that was your friend, or if that was your brother, what would you do? No one don't talk to the police. No one can't help us. We've got to help ourselves. So from there, it's serious. It's serious. Something needs to be done. And my generation, first generation born in England from West Indian parents, there's loads of us going through the same struggle. I think the young lady said it's the same. It's ongoing research. It's ongoing story. What do we do? Because we're up against it at every step of the way, up against it. So you get to the stage where you've been through a process for 12 years, and you look back, you look at the community pressures, because people always think that you got something when you're trying to achieve something for the community. They always think that you got something, and you haven't really got nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're just in the struggle trying to go achieve. Nathan talked about somebody inside of the institution. I had to go in. As soon as you start to go make a move, that goal from Newcastle to Manchester, that was the goal for me walking into the institution, is a grass. Grass. Got nothing to grass about. But the words on the street, Ray Bell's a grass. Because he's talking to the police officers. Imagine that. I'm a grandson trying to go and solve the situation with you lot are in, not even me, because I don't get my children and my people in it, because it doesn't make no sense. But you're going to come up with your ridiculousness and what won't kill one of us over stupidness, and that don't make no sense. So we have to have a communication. No communication device. No communication device. Nobody's communicating. All you can feel outside is tension and pressure. Those people who understand what tension and pressure feel like, it's not nice. Only got 1 minute. Try and get a quick chat story. So you have to go through a process, and as you're going through this process, you meet people along the way. Then people are firmly grounded in my history. Every single one of them, black and white, powerful and not so powerful, from gangs and not from gangs, ready to go and tell the story. So there's a device what's necessary. A device what's necessary to go and be put in place. Once that device is in place, then our story can get told. Then our story can get seen. Then we can communicate with a one voice from inside the box and outside of it, outside the box. Just as I was telling, let me get the name right. Hafsa, a very old Arabic name. You know what I'm saying? So there's two stories to be told. One inside the box. Inside the box simply means those people who can feel it and feel the pressure and the anxiety and the stress of it all. And those people who are on the outside, who think they understand what's going on the inside. And they want to go and help it a certain way. You know, the people from inside the box can help their way. They can ease their stress. We just need the tools and the resources necessary for us to go and do our thing from inside the box. Education of the children, we can do that with the free system. This old system is not working. You know what I'm saying? That industrial revolution is over in the age of technology. So we have to go and activate this technology differently. We have to go and use the devices necessary to go and wake up our consciousness, to go and recognize the situation that we now find ourselves in.
Would anyone like to ask Raymond any questions?
Oh, what about you?
Hi Raymond,
Hi,
thank you very
hi.
much. I enjoyed your speech. I wanted to ask you specifically about radio, and I suppose I'm also asking your room around Liverpool. We've got some radio greats in the room, and I wanted to ask you particularly about these new community radio licences, of which Peace FM has. Can you say something about the role of radio in the struggle in terms of the past and in terms of the future? Because for me, African Caribbean radio has been criminalised in this country for a long time and is continuing to be criminalised, and they've invented these new licences, and I'm just wondering if you can say anything about those.
Well, you know, rules and regulations for me needs to go and get bent when it comes to this environment. You know what I'm saying? We've been through the struggle and we've got a story to tell. Sometimes the story is not nice. You know what I'm saying? We need to have a voice. If we haven't got a voice, and we remove our voice from this area, tension's going to start to be felt again. You know what I'm saying? Because the next person over there don't know what the next person's doing. This device in the middle of the place called Peace FM Radio, positive energy always creates elevation. People ending all conflict everywhere. And provide the evidence will cancel out the error. We've got this device here. It's here for a purpose for people to go and become creative and use it in a creative way. There's so many ways we can use this radio so creatively. We can get it tapped into schools. So parents can recognize that their child's in school, they can hear their child in school, they can hear the teacher, and they can go past. There's so many initiatives if we use our creativity. You know what I'm saying? The radio is necessary. Not just radio, visual. Visual is necessary. You know what I'm saying? Communication and gatherings are necessary. You know what I'm saying? So people can once understand the multicultural society that we're all living in and that we're all playing a unique part. We've got everything here. All languages been learned very fast. We don't have to go 50 years or 51 years of age. Everybody's got a story to tell. If I want to go and talk about Jamaica, Africa, wherever, I can tell a story to a diverse audience. And if somebody else comes up and tells that another story to a diverse audience, then information will get shared. You know what I'm saying? People can go and learn from all sorts of things.
Okay, can I also just add that, you know, with regards to radio, I mean, one of the reasons why, because Charisma started doing community radio and applying for licenses, 28-day licenses from as far back as I think it was like 2004 or 5. And from our perspective, community radio is actually a peace advocacy tool. It's a tool to use so that people have a voice, and in particular so that people within the neighbourhoods, the surrounding neighbourhoods where we were based, Moss Side, Rusholme, Fallowfield, that we had a voice to be able to talk about our stories in the media the way we wanted to. you know, positively, because those neighbourhoods they've always been reported on, and they've always been reported on negatively. So what the radio does, it's a peace advocacy tool which gives us the opportunity to be able to tell our stories, not only our way, but in a positive way. We all know about what's going on. We knew about the gun crime and that, but we wanted to be able to tell our story because there was a lot of good work and good news that was coming out of Moss Side in particular that was not being reported. So that's what community radio does. I mean, and community licenses, it depends on what you're asking when you say community. I mean, community licenses are community licenses, and it's actually different from commercial licenses. What the community radio license does is basically it gives people a voice. You're not allowed to use it, you know, because you have to run it as a not-for-profit organisation. So basically, it is a charity. We run it, you know, we run it as a charity. It's a not-for-profit organisation. We're not allowed to make a profit from it. However, we do have over £5,000 worth of licenses that we have to pay for every year.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask about. You know, these licenses, we're at a particular point in history where these licenses are being given out, and there are license fees, and there are business rates, and there's a cap on like how much you can make through advertising and stuff like that. Is it possible in this model? What are the licenses that Ofcom are now seeking to regulate African community radio through? Are they a good thing? Like,
well, first, so if I just answer that, go on.
I was going to say that's an excellent question. It's a very, very specific question, and we
all right, thank you.
I will.
We don't have that much time, but I'm hoping we might get 15 minutes worth of discussion. I'm going to reintroduce Ornette, who will lead a general discussion on what we've heard today.